Just start right ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? My name is KOKOStern. You're watching Pubwatch episode 22, and please help me welcome. Well, you can't really help me welcome, but my co-caster is here with us. His name is Onin. Onin, please say hi.
Hi. So for this week, we've decided to go towards the Asian side of Dota once again, because with stuff like the GSD Challenge and especially the G1 League, there's a lot of interesting stuff happening there.
Definitely,
With
definitely.
teams like Rattlesnakes and Rising Stars and Chain Stack, which suddenly it is hardly even a team yet it started winning and stuff.
And stuff.
And so we decided, well, let's go a little bit further back into history and take a look at someone whom a lot of people had been missing for a while and suddenly started playing with shitloads of different people and started winning a lot of things.
Yes, definitely.
It's WinteR, with formerly from Team Apple Banana Cucumber,
Yes.
and now the new captain of MUFC.
Yes. Well, formerly from Orange, and then from ABC, and now from MUFC. And for the love of I don't know, for the love of Ice Frog, we can't actually be certain of who is in the team of MUFC because there's so many different people that he's playing with, and we're not exactly sure of who the
Yeah.
official team
As
right
far
now
as I
is.
know, he is definitely on the team with TFG and FZFZ,
FCFC.
and he's currently having Huntrash player, Ling and Wang Wang as trial players, with Ling and Wang Wang kind of switching out for the support role.
And he also plays a ton with Meracle. Meracle.
Yeah, who used to be playing a bit for ABC and then stopped, and I don't even know. He's
Seriously.
played with so many people that it's hard to say who's really like part of his team.
Yep, but there are a ton of games that he does play with Meracle, so we decided, hey, WinteR, Meracle, best friends forever. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. We got two lovely short games, and we should just jump straight in. So, Onan, are you ready at 4 minutes?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so 3, 2, 1, play. And, well, that's the sound of the pause. Jumping in. And, hold on. There we go. So, we have right here a Rubik coming into the middle with the Image Rune. We also have Queen of Pain here. At the middle, at the bottom, we have a Dragon Knight who's going to go up against the Nyx Assassin offlane, which is weird. At the top, we already have Magnus trying to annoy Lion in one way or another. And Lion, ladies and gentlemen, is WinteR. That's WinteR. He's playing support. And he's supporting a Lifestealer against a Clockwork and a Magnus, which is pretty scary, Clockwork plus Magnus on the offlane.
I'm not exactly sure how this lane is supposed to work, since you've got two melee guys. But hey, it's two heroes that are both really good at offlaning, and they're together on the offlane, so
Yeah.
I don't see how that could possibly go wrong.
It should be weird. And also Pudge taking a ton of damage middle against the Queen of Pain and dealing damage to himself. This is Meracle, everybody. The super carry player playing Pudge. So this should be fun. And unless he kills himself while flasking up already. And a Batrider is going to be jungling. Because why the hell not? And the
Yeah.
Magnus has a weird name.
It's kind of a sad thing for them that the Batrider was disconnected for a long time in the picking phase, so he couldn't really like claim the bot lane for himself, because I'm sure Nyx Assassin would rather have kind of done exactly what Bat is doing, jungling and pulling and all that stuff, and not be in the dangerous off lane. Although he should really be fine, since it's just a 2v1 lane and he's got his Carapace, so he shouldn't die to anything.
Yeah, he's just against a Dragon Knight who wants to farm in, and Rubik will be pulling, so it's not an aggressive tri-lane. He should be very much fine. And WinteR is going to do exactly the same thing and pulling at the top for Lifestealer. So nothing too shocking, really, is going to happen, we think.
Yeah, it's probably the mid lane that's gonna have the most action, and by action I mean Meracle taking shitloads of harassment damage and the Queen of Pain gonna look for when he might get an opening to get a kill. Because it's always dangerous to go to just jump on a Pudge, because Hook does so much damage, and if you just go straight for him, you inevitably line yourself up for a perfect Hook, and suddenly your gank goes the wrong way and you might just die to it. It happens all too often.
Yeah, Queen of Pain definitely, if she jumps at you and uses everything and you're still alive, just kill her, because she has no HP.
Yeah, so for now she's doing the best thing, which is keeping up that harassment, but just spending most of her time last hitting instead, getting up that farm advantage.
Oh, and now Pudge finished off his flasks and we have an invisible Rubik, so this is totally going to be first blood. I'm assuming. Well, she actually doesn't have a lot of HP. He misses the hook, and there we go. Starting up with the Rubik. Lifted up. One last hit, and yes, Rubik manages to get it. There's no deny. Self-deny, that is.
Yeah, they even had the rockets from the Clockwork Goblin coming in to help there, but Queen of Pain, for some reason, didn't even want that last hit. She just walked around on top of the hill while the Rubik killed the Pudge. Well, I guess giving your supports the early advantage is helpful, but you kind of... It would really help Queen of Pain just snowball the mid lane and completely dominate the Pudge, which now it's still possible, but it takes a lot more effort now.
Well, it's just the kill that she didn't get. She is getting last hits like crazy and harassing him. I mean, she's at the top of the chart along with Dragonite at the bottom, who's obviously having a lot of fun. So it shouldn't be too much trouble for her. Almost level 6 now, should be able to pick up the Pudge. He doesn't have anything.
And doesn't initiate on the Clockwork, and he's down immediately.
Wow, yeah, the Clockwork at the top. They can't really follow it up against Magnus.
The Mag tried to skewer out the Lifestealer to save his buddy, but Lifestealers are magic immune, and Skewer does not go through that anymore.
Well, that would be a bit OP, because RP also goes through magic immunity.
Yeah, I think Icerock pretty much had to choose there, and he chose for a Skewer to not go through magic immunity.
Yeah.
Which some might argue is actually the bad choice, because RP is kinda OP.
Kinda.
But there's still plenty of other things they're gonna do about that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what Iceberg chooses to do. I seriously can't even predict anything anymore. And we saw Trent Protector pick today on the G League.
And it was terrible.
It was terrible. It's just weird.
And Meracle is in a bit of trouble again in the mid lane.
He has a DD, there's no level 6 yet, and it's just going to be very easy for him. For the Queen of Pain to pick up Meracle. That was just sad.
Yeah, it's something that you really can't afford as a Pudge in the mid lane, but it's also, when you're up against the Queen of Pain, it's something that's really difficult to prevent her getting that rune control. Because if you're trying to go for a rune, she just blinks and gets it earlier, and then goes out again, and then there's nothing you can do. And he still doesn't have his bottle even, because he's been driven back so much by all that harassment.
Or boots. He actually has absolutely nothing. He's lucky to get level 6 right now. But he's in a lot of trouble. I mean, lucky for him, if he gets a hook and a dismember and Queen of Pain is, well, half HP as she is right now, he might actually kill her. But aside from that...
He does find an Invis rune now, so he can definitely set up a kill on the top lane right now. On the heroes that is... But he's not going...
Yeah, he wants the Queen of Pain, and I think he can get her. I mean, if he gets a lucky hook, she doesn't even have
blink,
mana.
Though.
He just needs to manage to have... And there we go at the bottom, we also have Nyx Assassin picked off.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
To a stun and a lift and a Fade Bolt.
Which was just before he hit level 6, so a good timing for the Rubik to start finding a kill there. If he had gotten 6, then he just clicked his ultimate and gotten out of there immediately.
Yeah, and Queen of Pain actually backs off. She actually went all the way back because, well, she was terrified, it seems. And
well, she saw the pickup of the Invis rune, but yeah, I don't understand why Meracle went mid with that, and I also don't really understand why the quad would think that Meracle went mid with that, because it's 2 potential pick-offs on the top lane and only 1 very difficult pick-off on the mid lane.
Well, at the bottom, the Dragon Knight is actually level 8 and did not pick up Elder Dragon form. He could have you know, turned into a dragon and stunned from afar, and then they could very easily get Nyx Assassin once again. But hey, he's going to be level 6 now. The tower is gone, so he's not going to be sticking around, and maybe they'll finally be able to kill Queen of Pain properly with the help of Pudge, with the help of Nyx Assassin. Pudge tries to hook, but it's really, really far off.
Middle is missing.
I think the Nyx is just gonna stay on this lane as well for a little while, just to farm himself up his mana boots. And then he can actually start going around the map for all the ganks that his team is kind of desperately needing right now.
Yeah.
Because when you look at this lineup, if you think about Batrider, Nyx Assassin, and Pudge, then you think ganking at every possible opportunity. And sure, they don't really have the resources to do that ganking with, but that kind of doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing it. It just means that you need some additional effort to make it succeed. And they might just be waiting for the Batriders level 6 as well, which is actually in 1 creep. Although, and his Blink Dagger is still quite a while ahead.
Yeah, and they do raise Pudge here. He ults immediately on Queen of Pain, but it's not going to be enough. He does get the hook, so yeah, she has a regeneration rune. She doesn't even care. And once
it
again,
knows how much damage he can do, but again, it's by itself, it's not enough to kill someone.
Meracle not having fun. He doesn't even have boots yet. Not even the boots.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It just seems like terrible for the Pudge. And we do have Rubik here, the initiate on Lifestealer, though. Looks like he's just standing there for a while, and
Dismembering him. But there's the Pudge.
And the beautiful hookup on Rubik does hit him, get him, and Lifestealer walks away easily. Nyx Assassin is here though, and a stun up on Clockwork. Can they do anything? The Pudge has the hookup. Wow, and a reverse polarity up on the Nyx Assassin. They really want to get him. And the Dragon Knight manages to get that. Pudge can't do much, and he does drop very quickly. Lifestealer wants to try to Magnus, and whoa! WinteR comes in with a Finger of Death, picks off the Magnus. And is there a follow-up stun? Come on, no. The stun from WinteR will fend them off.
So it was a decent exchange, I still have to say, because they were so far behind, and at least getting 2 pickoffs, even though it costs 2 of their own and means that, well, Meracle did get his boots finally, but it's not nearly as much of a benefit as he really wanted. But it helps them get back into the game.
And can he deny this tower? Denied! Yes! Nyx Assassin manages to do so, and the raise up from Rubik. Jump in from Queen of Pain, immediately the Carapace and a beautiful hook. Come on, he can't find her, can't ult her. No need, because that Vendetta is enough, and the Rubik will fall next to him. There we go. Nyx Assassin and Pudge picked both of them up. A Clockwork with a haste rune. Actually, that doesn't even matter. You can't ult someone with that. And did he catch? No, he caught the creep. Oh, that's a shame. And Pudge did commit suicide.
Yeah, that was one last battery assault. Brock hitting him and just putting him over the edge of the HP. He did not see that coming. But yeah, you can't dismember under battery assault, so you shouldn't even try. You should just hit the meat hook and hope that that's enough burst damage to kill him before you're dead, which it certainly would have been, because of how easily he got out of there as soon as his backup arrived. But hey, that's another 3 kills for them. And only 1 suicide in return, so they didn't actually give away anything, and just a little bit of a loss from Meracle, but he picks up his urn, so he's not too sad about that.
Yeah, they're balancing up. They're doing a lot of damage to Lifestealer here. In 10 seconds, they'll have... Whoa! And an RP! Skewer RP, but he can't follow it up with anything. He's taking so much damage. The cogs are actually going to block him in. A mistake there. He takes so much damage that they don't want to follow it up because Rubik is here as well. And the hook is up, though. The hook shot, that is.
Too bad there was no one else there, because that Magnus was just... He should have been dead.
And wow, beautiful! Through the creeps! Beautiful hook shot. And he's gonna drop here very quickly. Kevin needs to skewer up one last hit. Magnus picks up the kill. This was it was so close, exactly between the creeps. Well, next to the creeps. And a hook from Pudge can't actually find anyone, but an ultimate up on Rubik. Stun on everybody else. And there he goes. Spectacular can't save him. Magnus drops the cogs. Well, get the tower at least. Well, mind, the creeps got him for
He's got
you.
another hook. Can he land
Yes,
it?
he does. No, oh, so close. And the Queen of Pain is there. She can actually just use something. Don't let him heal up. He's healing a lot. She could have killed him with a full combo, but she's waiting and letting him heal, which I do not know why. The cogs are there. Finally, she uses up her skills. Now the scream comes in, and there we go. One additional scream and it's fine.
The sound of that?
But she doesn't have a lot of mana. Come on, blink away. There we go. She's perfectly fine.
Radiance
I don't know why she waited so much. She could have done it on her own, and for some reason, where did the career die? It died over here. What was it doing over here? That's weird. And at the top, again, we have Lifestealer actually doing a lot of damage. Rubik with the Rage, he's perfectly fine. And Clockwork, beautiful hook shot. Lifestealer in a lot of trouble. Doesn't have Rage, doesn't have no mana, and the Clockwork picks him off with a rocket.
Now talk your innards.
Well, that was finally actually worth the time investment, I guess.
Pretty even
Yeah,
still.
I think the Queen of Pain the Queen of Pain was just waiting for Clockwork to get in a position to follow up on her initiation. But she really didn't need it. Just one scream ulti and just throw a Shadow Strike so he can't heal up anything else. And he's dead. But instead he just gives him a free 600 extra HP, making the kill that much more difficult. I
really don't know why. She did wait. She waited for the cogs to repel him once from the Clockwork. She wanted something from the Clockwork. And, well, it cost them a little bit because they were further in. And we have a Vendetta Nyx Assassin. And also an invisible Shadow Blade. Wow, a Shadow Blade up on the Dragon Knight.
That's
One
Pinoy
hit,
Dota for
stun
you.
immediately on the Pudge. Nyx Assassin did hit up on the Magnus, but not much. No mana for on the Dragon Knight, and ults up! WinteR comes from the high. Magnus is still alive. No, he isn't. Batrider's gonna get him. And Nyx Assassin can't... No, he doesn't manage to stun up any... No, he's still alive, and the hook from Pudge. Finally, he drops. And line picked up. Isn't taken back, but the Queen of Pain wants the kill. Does get it with an aggressive blink. We have Lifestealer as well. The cogs are still annoying, and Rubik, one last hit, one last hit, now there we go. And Batrider gets him. So all over the place. And do we have Pudge again? The Queen of Pain is still there? No. Hook doesn't latch.
I think Meracle doesn't have all that much experience on the Pudge. That's or he has some kind of ping disadvantage. Because when he landed a hook on that Queen of Pain in the middle of that fight, he could have easily dismembered her and brought her down. But he was just too slow on the cast. So, not sure if that's a latency issue or just not that much experience with Pudge. Because it can sometimes be kind of awkward targeting your dismember after a hook lands.
Definitely, and he's really trying, he wants to hook the Clockwork, but chooses against it. Against the try.
I think he realizes that they have uphill vision over there with this little ward on the hill.
Yeah. So Meracle, yeah, he's used to playing carries, so Pudge is kind of a weird hero for him.
Pudge shouldn't be a weird hero for anyone. He's only the most played hero in the game.
No, that's Troll Ranger.
I think Pudge is still higher on the...
Hook! There we go! He gets the Magnus RP and... No! The RP was cancelled by the Dismember. Skewer up and RP! He actually got the Pudge to the bottom and RP'd him back, and the Clockwork comes in. Magnus is going to follow the Pudge as well. And, well, Batrider is in a lot of trouble too. Clockwork is still stuck. Vendetta up. Nyx is here as well. Both Nyx and Nyx, and Lion is here. Rubik, Queen of Pain, aggressive blink once again. She wants the Lion.
She's invisible.
She's invisible, yeah. She has an Invis rune. Can she get him? She does have that Sonic Wave.
But she probably
Scream! There we go.
There you go.
Sonic Wave and Scream, and he's dead
I'm
immediately.
sorry. Did you say
Waited for the Nyx to get out of position so he couldn't do anything about that. And sadly, WinteR's Hex was still on cooldown.
Yeah, WinteR, once again, that Finger of Death is ready to explode in someone's face.
As it has a habit of doing.
Yep. And we have a short pause, and we're waiting. The question is, can Rubik steal that Finger of Death? Because last time we had some crazy Lina crazy Lena versus Furion. Rubik stealing so many freaking Hadokens.
Yes. I don't think Rubik really wants the finger of death against this team, though. I mean, you can have Batrider Lasso, you can have Nyx Assassin's Impale, or Spike Carapace, or even Vendetta. And most importantly, you can have Pudge Hook. There is nothing more amazing on Rubik than having Pudge Hook. I mean, even if it's just to counter the Pudge, when you hook someone in, you hook him right out again and feel like a boss. That is just amazing.
Yeah, so Dragonite, Shadowblade on Dragonite. Everybody's picking Shadowblade on every freaking hero.
Yeah, the new buff just made it a much better DPS item, and it has its own utility as an escape/initiation item. And the fun thing is, the Pinoy scene has already always made Shadowblade on Dragonite for some reason. It kind of helps you run in to start the Dragon Tail, and the extra bonus damage is nice. The backstab damage from getting out of it.
Oh, and we have a smoked up Dire team and a Batrider with a Blink and a Nyx inside of him. They're just going to easily get Clockwork here. And they did also use the ultimate, and Queen of Pain walks in, so now it's a question of what's going on. The stun up, Rubik stole it. Can he get someone? And then Nyx finally shows himself. Picks up Rubik immediately. There's no losses for the Dire team. 2 pickups. And the Pudge, can he hook an invisible Dragonite? I doubt it.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah,
is
that was
under
really
attack.
nice patience from the Lifestealer. Usually people jump out immediately as the Batrider blinks, but he knew this Clockwork, he's dead already, he doesn't need my help. I can wait for the next hero.
Radiant's
And this
middle tower
Magnus is
under
very,
Very
very
stuck.
sad.
Come on, RP for no reason.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, it gets the Lifestealer stuck, but he has a Quelling Blade, so he
Yeah.
actually doesn't care.
Radiant's
I just saw that happen a mile away. And Queen of Pain is actually going to pick up Pudge. Yes, she does. The Shadow Strike damage is enough. Nyx Assassin is stuck now in the cogs. Rubik is here as well. This is a very dead Nyx Assassin, and he was killed by everybody.
By the tower.
By the tower. Definitely.
It actually doesn't matter, because the same amount of gold gets split anyway, so it just makes more people happier.
So yeah, so far we're very, very similar. If we check out the graphs, they are, well, a little bit more expedient, a dire, a little more gold for the Radiant, but both teams are pretty close.
Yeah, it's actually kind of surprising how even it is, considering the Dire has amazing gank initiation with a Batrider, a Pudge, and a Nyx, who all can just initiate out of the blue, whether it be with a Blink or a Hook or a Vendetta from invisibility. But the Radiant just has good counter initiation, especially with that Clockwork Hook just coming out of nowhere and disrupting whatever follow-up comes after the first hook or Nyx stun or Bat Lasso.
Yeah, and Queen of Pain jumps in as well. And she's checking the Roshan now, or she just wants her Void Stone. Does she see Batrider? Yes, and the lasso hits immediately. Can they manage to pick off Queen of Pain before she gets away? She's hexed now, but there we go. Do we have an RP? No, there's a cooldown actually. But they do drop, the gem drops as well. There's a gem penalty. Lifestealer now in a lot of trouble. And the hook saves him for now. No, one last hit from the Dragonite came in and did finish the job. Nyx Assassin is a Vendetta, and Pudge is in trouble. The cogs actually miss. He tries to TP out. Can he do this? No. Sonic Wave. And boom, the RP up on an invisible Nyx, but remember they just picked up the gem. So that's 5 dead heroes.
That was drastic.
Yes, indeed. Well, Queen of Pain just picked up her Aghanim Scepter. She does have a nice amount of HP, and it just didn't manage to kill her before everybody jumped in. There's blinks up on the Magnus Clockwork, like we just said. Hook shots in, and well, you try to gank someone, they're just gonna come in and screw you up.
Yeah. Funny thing was actually that Clockwork managed to hit the Magnus with his hook shot instead of any enemy heroes. So it didn't as much help him, but hey, there's suddenly a Clockwork on your face as well, and your whole initiation went completely south.
And Lasso is already back up. Clockwork's taken. Can they finish him off? An ult up from line. It's just level 1 because he's level 8. And Clockwork does fall. The gem picked up back to Batrider. where it was originally, and we have Nyx. No! They can't actually. The hook doesn't land, but Nyx, one hit, stun, burn his mana, or someone else kill him, fine. Nyx Assassin finally burns his mana.
And the Magnus gets out scot-free, so in the end it's still very much in the Radiant's favor. Although it may have been a bit of an overextension to just push this tower, especially without the Dragon Knight, which is kind of their ace in the hole right now. Because he's picking up much better items than the Lifestealer. Got himself a Shadow Blade and a Mithril Hammer, probably working on a BKB. Whereas Lifestealer, he's got just Phase and Armlet and working on a Skull Basher.
Yeah,
interestingly.
Before any attack speed. But that's fine. It works. With Rage, you get a little bit of attack speed.
Yeah, it's not a terrible pickup, although it is questionable in this against this lineup, because there isn't really anyone except for the Dragon Knight who he's gonna trade hits with as much. It would be nice to get an Abyssal against the Queen of Pain to make sure she definitely doesn't blink out of any kind of gank they set up. But I'm not sure if it's really the best pickup for him right now. I think he just needs damage, because he needs to win the right-click battle against Dragon Knight, who, with his great amount of armor from Dragon's Blood and all that things, is a really good counter to Lifestealer, with Feast being physical damage.
Yeah, pretty soon Dragon Knight has this critical point where he reaches level 16 and becomes very scary with splash damage from his ultimate. And that's going to be pretty soon. He's almost level 15. And then, well, if they manage to RP, they can just team wipe so quickly. They just have... That's their team fight. Along with, you know, a Sonic Wave and a Scream or two. That's just the entire Dire team down, even the big Pudge and the big Nyx.
Yeah, the Radiant definitely has the advantage of having a lot of AoE damage, whereas the Radiant, they're very much single target focused. Pudge can only get drag and kill one target. Batrider can only initiate on one target. Nyx can get multiple hero stuns, but his Vendetta is also single target. And Lion's Finger of Death is the one most dangerous single target nuke in the game. Perhaps, except for Laguna Blade, but they're pretty much the same spell, honestly.
Well, they're not entirely the same spell, kinda. And we're looking for Batrider. Yeah, he finds the Magnus, but immediately Clockwork tries to come in, but it's not enough, and boom, immediately, as they reach it, the RP is there, but the Sonic Wave as well. Magnus drops from the high ground. They want Queen of Pain. They get her as well. Pudge solo HP here. Dragon Knight, Spike Carapace stuns him up. He has no mana, and he's up against the Nyx and the Nyx. Nyx and then Lion from the top supporting. WinteR's just standing on the ledge, helping everybody out. And, well, they can't get out, though, so we do have a Rubik and the Queen of Pain who bought back. She's trying to get... Okay, now she's in a lot of trouble. Blink! Blink! She does manage. The stun almost locked her in place, and the hook missed, sadly.
How did that hook miss? Well, it's probably because hills.
Well,
Hooks
yeah,
over hills just go so weird in Dota 2.
it was just an inch away. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but...
I think he sees this clockwork.
Yeah, I do, and there we go. The hook does actually happen. The stun there from Lion. He steals a little bit of mana, but the hook! Oh! He manages to hook away, and he's fine.
Yeah, you just can't dismember a clockwork, so all he can do is just right-click it.
And pray.
And pray, yes. I mean, maybe you could lock him down long enough to wait out the battery assault. It is a duration of 10.5 seconds, but in between Lion's Impale, or Earth Spike, and Hex, that's already more than half of it down. But Winter didn't have the mana for that, so all they could do was just hope that he doesn't do exactly what he did. And hook right out of there again.
Yeah, and the Dragon Knight getting very close to his BKB. So he's going to be just not caring about anything. And if they manage an RP, that could mean racks. So easy.
Yeah, although we did see in that fight that Nyx is actually out-damaging the Dragon Knight. At least if he doesn't get a full point Empower, because I don't think he had it in that fight. But then again, BKB dispels your own power once again, so then it's on even footings again. So it's gonna come down to whether the Lifestealer can actually just single out the Dragon Knight, or whether he's gonna get bombarded by all kinds of AoE damage.
And they want to go up on Pudge now. Very easy, they do. Hook shot. Again, he hooks his allies all the time, but Pudge barely manages to move before they get him. That's
Yeah, it's fine to just
so
be
long.
in the vicinity fast enough to add your additional damage. Because hey, a Dragon Tail, it lasts 3¼ seconds, so
Oh.
your extra hook shot stun isn't really needed.
Well, they want Rubik so much. They see him. There's this word. They see him. The Batrider starting up the Firefly. He has a really long initiation, but the Rubik just walked a little bit to the left, and they couldn't get him. And Lifestealer.
Batrider has actually picked up a Boots of Travel, so he can make use of that plus 100 movement speed, and be
Yeah.
a really, really fast Nake's taxi. That's also what he is.
That's one way of saying that. Nake's taxi.
Yeah.
And we
Nix
also-
smells Link, and she's hiding out in the woods.
Yeah, we also have the Nyx plus Nyx. Oh, again, a DC. We also have the Nyx plus Nyx. I mean, Vendetta with the Lifestealer inside of you. That sounds weird. Infested in you? That's just still sounds weird. That's
Yeah,
also
he's got a
really
lot of
useful.
ways to get his initiation off, which is nice for him, because Dragon Knight doesn't really have that, but then again, he's ranged. He can become ranged, he has Dragon Tail, which is kind of just as good as infesting in a
And
Batrider.
Batrider is going to jump on Rubik. Yep, it's going to be Rubik.
Here.
And still, Nyx is inside him. Remember, now he decides to jump out. Rubik is there, the hook shot. It's not going to do much. And Queen of Pain can get her. No, there's a Magnus with an RP and a DD rune. They're trying to do as much as they can.
Whiffs shockwave.
Batrider, come on, get him. Yeah, Batrider is dead. And now, Lifestealer, come on. Wow, he's actually still alive. Taking... No, he can't. He doesn't have enough Lifestealer. He's not that big. And they're gonna use the Nyx, who is reconnected now. And they should...
No, dust didn't hit him.
No, the dust didn't hit him. That was weird, though. They do find Pudge. And
I don't think he's loaded in yet.
manages to commit suicide. And Nyx Assassin finally loaded in. And he's just gonna go. That's not smart. The stun hits both of them. Skewer
That
up.
is not smart.
And there we go. Once again, Radiant clean up everybody.
And I'm just wondering where the hell WinteR is. He's running around in the bottom lane.
He has-
He's got a Blink Dagger, which is really nice to have on a Lion.
And nothing
And
else.
he comes up with TP, but... And at this point, the problem for the Dire team is really that they don't have any map control. And it's not just vision. That gank would have succeeded if there wasn't a tier 1 tower up on that lane.
Yep.
And there's also, well, up until...
Oh no! That was so close. The skewer misses by an inch.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Up until right now, the tier 2, the tier 1 tower on the bot lane was also up, but they just took it out.
Yeah.
But
Finally.
just this tower advantage for the Radiant team, it's not really translating all that much into gold. Because the gold advantage, it's only about 6 to 7,000.
Yeah.
Which comes probably more from kill steals, from hero kills, and from kind of superior farm on the Dragon Knight, and also especially on the supports actually. The Magnus is quite a bit ahead of the Pudge, who were kind of sharing the same farm priority role. So the towers, they are just there for the map control, to limit the mobility of the Dire team, and to give the Radiant all the TPing spots that they need to respond to all these ganks.
And Dragon Knight blink lasso immediately forced. No, he doesn't manage to do so. Rubik stole the lasso, and he can only try and get away. Nyx Assassin is here though. Wants to pick up the Rubik. Doesn't have a Dagon to do so. And the hook hits, and the BKB hits immediately afterwards. But the Magnus is there as well. And can they actually get Lifestealer? The ult didn't do much. Queen of Pain is here as well. Lion drops as well. Wow, this is looking really good for the Radiant. Finally, that RP and Dragon Knight just wailing on top of them, and Black BKB can't do much.
That was so unfortunate. That hook actually dragged the DK away from the Lifestealer, who then started hitting an illusion of the clockwork, thinking it's the real one, which WinteR then fingered, thinking it's the real one.
Oh, that's
And
what
then
he
the actual real clockwork jumped in. And then they just felt sad, because that just ruined everything.
Yeah, this is
At
gonna be
least-
Rex.
Well, Lion and Nyx are resurrecting very quickly, and there is a pudge, so they're gonna have a pretty easy time initiating against these guys, but they're kinda gonna have to do it right now before this melee Rax is down, because otherwise it's gonna go back.
Oh, can they do something here? The lasso is back up, and the blank, and the stout shield has an animation on the ground.
I'm not sure why, but that's kind of neat.
Yeah, and he really wants to Batrider. Oh, that sucked, and the lasso from Rubik was kind of pointless, but happened anyway. And now he manages to steal the hook. Hell yeah, Rubik with a hook. And Nyx Assassin, Vendetta is gonna run out, and he has to hit something. Chooses to hit. Whoa, they jump up here. Lifestealer rages out, and the BKB on Dragon Knight stun. The Basher hits, but the hook from the top immediately stunned. It drops so quickly. The Sonic Wave hits everything. And Nyx, infests out. Nyx Assassin on the run. Lion, WinteR. Well, did he just RP nothing? Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
And Lion drops. Lifestealer is also really low, and this is just it. The Radiant just demolishing them. Clockwork. No, he doesn't have cogs. And no, that's the fountain. You don't want to go there. Don't do that. That's not a good thing.
Middle barracks are under attack.
It's really weird just how everything the Dire's trying to do just goes horribly wrong.
Dire's middle
The
barracks
Batrider blinks into a cogs, which were only just placed, so it wasn't even on reaction a counter initiation. It was just, I'm gonna cog now, just as bad things, I'm gonna blink in now.
They do manage to pick up the DK here, but the Clockwork. I want the Clockwork. Yeah, the tower was gone. Pudge, actually, oh, it was the Rubik hooking the Lifestealer, who's not sure what he needs to do at the moment. And rages on, the stun up from WinteR, and ults up on the Rubik. Hey, they're managing to kill, they picked off everyone, everybody's dead. Wow, that just happened. It's super late, because there's Rax, and the Rax at the bottom are bare, but nice going. Finally, all those abilities pay off.
Yep. And, well, it could have definitely been worse, since they do indeed keep their bottom racks. And as you know, 1 Rex down, no issue. 2 Rex down, that's when you start playing serious. But it's only 1 Rex, don't have to play serious yet.
Well, it can still... They're not out of the game, but they're definitely behind. And what we can really see here, like we talked about earlier, the Radiant have it pretty much easy. I mean, they pull off an RP, get 2 heroes, and oh, there's a Jim. Hello, Jim. They pull off an RP, and Dragon Knight kills everything. The execution for the Dire, in order for them to succeed, needs to be perfect. And that's really the thing. If the Dire manage to use everything perfectly, all of their single target abilities, which is the hook needs to land, the Vendetta needs to be on the correct person, Nyx needs to do what he needs to do, and Batrider as well, lasso the correct person, get out, not jump into cogs, which he's done at least 3 times so far, I believe. If they manage to execute it well, they do well. But it's
also,
not easy.
the thing is that the Radiant has so much counter initiation, whereas the Dire kind of doesn't have any. Aside from very well-timed blinks from WinteR or initiates from the Nyx Assassin. And they also have a really tough time picking targets. Because let's say you have a Batrider with Nyx infested inside him. Who do you jump on? You kinda have to kill the Magnus before he gets off a reverse polarity. You also kinda have to kill the Clockwork, because him existing is making it really difficult for Nyx to kill anyone else. Since he has to run around every cogs and might get hit by hook shots and such. And then you still have the Queen of Fane and the Dragon Knight being the major damage dealers. So it's just so difficult to get a good team fight off, because everything has to go so well. You kind of have to have a Batrider lasso on a Magnus at the same time as a Pudge hook on I don't even know, Clockwork or Rubik, I guess. Followed up on by Lion and Nyx so that he can't actually screw it over.
I think they need to kill about 2 heroes before anything happens for them to succeed. And Batrider, let's see what they try and do here. He jumps up and he gets the Magnus, exactly like we just said. But the lasso, the counter lasso from Rubik pulls away the Nyx. And Magnus survives just barely, but he survives. And now the Nyx is just completely against everybody. He does drop immediately. We also have the Dragonite, though, on the other side.
He's still alive.
Gets hooked, still alive. So much damage, but he finally drops. Nyx Assassin will drop as well to the Queen of Pain, who blinks forward and gets the gem. And Rubik stolen the hook again, hooks Pudge, and the RP hits only on Lion. Can he actually get him? He doesn't have much. The stun is there, and WinteR's gonna get away. Batrider is not even sure what he needs to do. Whoa! A hook from that was Rubik's hook, I believe, though they were both standing next to each other. Queen of Pain still alive, and the hook gets her the stun, the perfect stun from the Nyx.
I mean, well, the Magnus actually fountain dived WinteR in order to kill him, which is a little bit excessive.
Okay.
Once again, it's a team wipe for the Dire, but only after their axe went down. So that was extremely chaotic, but chaotic is kind of in their favor.
Yes.
It's just really that one lasso steal which ruined everything, because that prevented Lifestealer from doing as much damage as he had to do, and it forced him to buy back instead of just wiping the team as he kind of wanted to. Although I'm not really sure what Lifestealer is making right now. He picked up an Ultimate Orb, which usually you see that to make a Lincoln Sphere on Lifestealer, but there's nothing that he can Lincoln except for a stolen lasso by Rubik, which you shouldn't be counting.
Why? That happened like twice. it
Yeah,
really
well,
did.
It's easier to fix it by just telling your Batriders stop lassoing and then not napalming right afterwards, because
Yep.
sure, if you have a really amazing Rubik, you can just kind of nothing you can do to prevent your lasso being stolen. But really, shielding it is not all that difficult.
Well, Lifesteal does have 3.5k at this point, so we'll see what he wants to get. It might be a sheep stick. And a sheep stick would be pretty annoying for the Radiant right now, because it will allow them to disable even further those big heroes. They have so many single target spells. So a sheep stick will be more single target disabling, I guess, for the Knights as well. And
Well,
yep,
seems
that's
right.
exactly what it is. That was the only thing that made sense, really. And
Yeah.
the Queen of Pain does have a Lincoln, so
it could really help, because what they did the last fight was just invest in the Batrider and wrap around to kill the heroes at the backside. And if you can lasso one, hex the other, and kill a third, then that's a really good way for them to initiate team fights. But I'm not really sure if Sight of Vice is really the best way to do that. You could get an Orchid and achieve the exact same, because they don't need to be hexed, they just need to be silenced, so none of their spells can disrupt you. And an Orchid just does a lot more damage than the Sheep Stick, so...
And they're going in, Dragonite ults up, there's the pipe as well. And Lion, no, the stun didn't miss. And the RP as well, wow, they wanted him. Magnus was pissed off, Pudge with a BKB, tries to ult up on the Dragonite. Dragonite so much damage. Nyx Assassin is here as well, the lasso finally hits on the Magnus, gets back. Nyx Assassin drops, Queen of Pain chases nobody. And Lifestealer is here, stunned up once again by the Rubik this time. Can't do anything. And Pudge simply cannot save him. The hook, did he steal the hook? Yes, he did. Misses. So close. Batrider can't really get away from Queen of Pain, can he? Oh, yes he can. Last second blink. And this is gonna be mega creeps and done.
Yep. That fight was really badly coordinated by the Dire. They pretty much threw everything they had on the Magnus, who had already RP'd, and achieved nothing with it.
Beautiful
And
hook.
it's also just the Dragon Knight, he's picked up a Satanic, he's not gonna die to anything. So unless you pick off the whole rest of his team, which I guess was their plan, but they failed at it.
Hey, they got the Magnus now. And the Clockwork. Well, now they're just
Yeah,
messing
that's-
around. Yeah, the Rubik tries to get him, but he was on the Firefly, so he's perfectly fine. Can he get the Rubik? One hit, this hit, yes. Batrider gets him, and the Pudge, he's ulting up on a BKB Dragon Knight.
Who
And,
still hasn't used this Satanic, maybe not even once.
and has a Chrysalis as well. Actually taking a lot of damage, but I doubt they can kill him. There we go, finally
There goes
Satanic.
Satanic.
One hit, boom, all of his HP.
Radiant structures are
Defend,
fortified.
stun up.
Yeah, they
Can they
took
manage
away.
to get this? Oh, well, the Ancient's dead.
That's another way to survive a gank like that. You just kill the Ancient, and then you've already won.
Yep. Kill the Ancient. And that's it. So that went terrible for Miracle's Pudge, which was unfortunate. But, well, he should stick to carries, I guess. And, well, this just shows us that team fight ability, tons of AoE against perfect execution. And if the Dire would have executed perfectly, they would have been fine, but that's just wasn't the case. And I'm having trouble getting the match ID properly.
So am I, actually.
Huh. Really? You are? That's weird.
Yeah, the thing saying that the
Match ID is
request
wrong.
is timed out.
Well,
No, I-
lovely.
Are the replay servers offline? Or something?
That might be the case. Well, guys, we are having technical difficulties, so we're gonna stop right now, and we're gonna check them out, and then we're gonna do another video and combine them later. So
That sounds like a good idea.
that sounds like a good idea. We're signing off for now. There's one more game though, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, the servers went down for some reason. Now they're back up, or
So
something.
just continue.
Okay, so we're 2 minutes at the second game. Onin, 3, 2, 1, go.
Prepare for
And we're
battle.
gonna jump straight in. Lovely. And as people pick their heroes on the Dagon,
It's always a really slow
this
process.
is a slow process.
Because man, there's so many heroes. You gotta choose one. And then you just think, fuck this, and click the random button.
That's what I
Which-
always do. I always random. Well, we have a Timbersaw who is going off lane. Pudge would probably go mid, and a Rubik. That's on the Radiant team. Also a Batrider, pretty much the same heroes, but on different teams it seems. And Orange, who we will see in a second, I hope.
Come on,
Come on,
not that hard. Make a choice.
choose a hero. There we go, we have a Crystal Maiden. Well, that's on the dire side at least. So let's switch on to the dire side. We have High,
Battle.
Spirit Breaker. This is Hontrash player, guys. He's gonna play Spirit Breaker. This is gonna be funny.
It's gonna be amazing.
This is gonna be wonderful. And Meracle finally on a proper hero for him. A super late game carry. This is Faceless Void. We have B-Boy up on the Ursa. And a Crystal Maiden, like we said. And at the bottom we have a sad face. WinteR, for some reason, is sad to play Dark
Battle
Seer.
begins.
I don't know why. It's one of his good heroes. I mean, he likes
Well,
playing Dark Seer.
if you look at the trend, in the last game his name was Heart, and he lost it. He lost that game. So clearly, having an optimistic name means you get stomped, whereas probably in contrast, if you
Mhm.
have a pessimistic sad face name, you're gonna rock that game.
Great logic, Onin. Just wonderful. And Hontrash
We have a
players...
Spirit Breaker mid.
Yeah, but he went mid against Pudge. That works, I guess.
I guess he's the only hero that can, because you've got your safe lane in a Faceless Void being babysat by a Crystal Maiden. You've got your off lane in the Dark Seer. You've got a jungle hero in your Ursa. And then you have a Spirit Breaker. Well, I guess you're going mid.
Yeah, that's kind of freaking weird. And we have the Timbersaw up against the Void. Is actually doing a lot of damage to him. And we're also gonna have a Batrider who once again goes to the jungle. And Rubik will be, Dark Seer's going to be having fun. That's in languages I do not understand, so it's going to, I just don't understand it. We have a Windrunner. Actually, it's weird. Why would they put the Windrunner to farm at the bottom lane?
Well, who else would be going to farm at the bottom lane?
I don't know, Timbersaw? Windrunner off lanes?
Timbersaw wanted to offlane. He immediately went there before Windrunner could even pick a hero.
Well, Windrunner can kind of, yeah, keep pausing and resuming the game. Manners. Windrunner can carry. I mean, she can do a lot of damage. In a sense, you could build carry Windrunner. That's one of the reasons I love that hero so much, because she could fill so many roles. You could go MKB and kick some serious ass with Windrunner.
You can go Dagon and kick some serious ass with Windrunner.
With everybody. That works on everybody. It doesn't count when it works on everybody.
I don't know, man.
And
I've seen Dagon's Skeleton King, and it was... Well, it won anyway, because it was Navi playing it.
when did Navi play Dagon Skeleton King?
I'm not sure when it was again, but there was a game where Navi just picked Skeleton King and then made mass Dagons, and they just stomped royally. It was a few weeks ago. It was pretty sad, honestly.
The question is against whom did they play?
I'm not sure anymore, but it was one of the first games where they had their new roster with Phonic and Kuroki.
Mm. Well, right now, Pudge is away. Is DC'd, so he should get back pretty soon. I hope.
Yeah.
And lose to Spirit Breaker.
Honestly, I'm not sure if he's gonna, because they're both really tanky strength heroes who both don't really do all that much damage, except for if you land the meat hook, but even then your damage isn't all that great. So,
well,
I'm not sure what's gonna happen on this lane.
The fact that he's a melee, if Pudge lands a hook, and then he can just chase with Rot, Spirit Breaker needs to get a bash, so that Pudge will be staggering behind, and then he can get away. If not, he's dead. Unless he reaches the tower. I mean, if the hook happens around this area of the steps of the Radiant, then Pudge is gonna kill him.
I don't know if you can keep a Spirit Breaker in the rot though, because it's a Spirit Breaker. He's pretty damn fast.
Well, he's not that fast. Both of them don't have boots yet, so... Well, we'll see. We'll have to see when that happens. And so far, they're both enjoying themselves in the middle lane, having a little bit of denies, a little bit of last hits. Perfectly fine. And Windrunner at the bottom, as Rubik pulls. And sad face. He's so sad.
He really just looks so sad.
Yeah, and Dark Seer as well is always with a constant frown. It's a shame.
Yeah, he's just grumpy because he thinks everyone's an idiot.
Well, Windrunner is having fun at the bottom, and Timbersaw tries to get whatever he can with two melee creeps chasing him. And at the middle we have, well, no interesting developments, really.
Yep, they're actually completely equal in terms of CS. Well, except that Spirit Breaker has a few more denies. And, well, there lands a hook.
And the hook, there we
A
go!
little bit of damage,
And
he just runs out.
He decides not to chase, yeah. And the flask immediately.
Because this guy has, look at him, he's level 4 and he's got 850 HP. How do you kill that?
Oh, and the charge, Spirit Breaker wants the rune. He's like, you don't get a rune, Pudge. Just charges immediately and goes in front of him. And Pudge doesn't even have boots yet, and Spirit Breaker does. And a haste as well, so he's dealing some nice damage if he bashes you. And at the top we have Timbersaw actually frozen up. Faceless Void does have a time walk. Decides against it. Well, there is the chain, so it wouldn't really have gotten him. But you could have tried. Maybe a lucky bash. And oh no, that did not do damage.
Yeah, he barely missed that. Although, it seems that Faceless Void is going for the Battle Fury build. He's already picked up his Ring of Health. And I find this really sad.
Yeah, you hate that, don't you?
Yeah, especially look at the Radiant team. There are no carries on it. The best carry they have is a Windrunner, who is decent but not amazing.
She's amazing.
And I guess a really farmed Timbersaw can kind of do a bit of carrying-ish. So you pretty much, he's got the freedom to rise up with Midas as fast as he can. But aside that, he kind of needs mid-game dominance in order to establish a lead and be able to get to the mid-game to carry. And a Battle Fury doesn't allow you to do that.
There are 3 boots on the on the career that reached Pudge now. That was funny. And we have a Spirit Breaker that's invisible. He's just gonna come up behind and bash the Pudge. And well, if he was level 6, there was a dead Pudge. The charge is there. He needs 100% lucky bashes, and that's not going to happen. So yeah, they can't do much. And at the bottom, Darkseer, well, your Iron Shell is nice if you're against melee carry, but you know, Windrunner 600 range, Rubik 600 range, they don't care about that Iron Shell.
Yeah, especially a Windrunner who can just spam her power shot to counter push just as hard as you're trying to push them.
Yeah, what you said earlier about the Timbersaw, a farm Timbersaw mostly just doesn't die. He doesn't really do that much damage. He counts on everybody chasing him, but if you just leave him alone, he just doesn't do that much damage.
Honestly, a Timbersaw can do surprising amounts of damage.
Well,
I mean, have you seen Zenith play
the mid-
Timbersaw in the G1 League
One
game?
last hit, come on, and the beautiful turnaround uses the dismember, and oh my god, Pudge got him. Wow, that was a hook. Beautiful by Osiris Pudge on the Spirit Breaker. That was so close. That was awesome.
I'm honestly not sure whether that was just luck on the parts of Pudge or luck on the parts of on-trash player, which made him overconfident and underestimate a Pudge's tower diving protection ability things.
Well, Pudge just needed what? At the bottom, we do have Timbersaw. He's still alive. Crystal Maiden is not enraged. Has no, and she does manage to use the Crystal Nova in order to get him. At the middle, it was just Pudge. I mean, he just used the bottle charge to give him exactly enough HP, dismembered, and then used everything, and the tower was enough. There was nothing Spirit Breaker could do. Really nothing. And he had
He could have
10
not run
HP.
into the tower knowing that.
But he wouldn't have gotten the kill then. And Pudge is going to easily get Faceless Void if he chooses to just do that. There we go. Especially with the help of Timbersaw. Pudge picks him off, actually. And Void, well, Meracle just has his boots and a Ring of Health, so his farm isn't amazing. He definitely isn't going for a Midas.
Well, his farm is fine for the moment. He's at the top of the charts with only the Pudge who now has 2 kills, just below him. So for the state of the game, it's fine. But yeah, he could have had a Midas, which means that a death like that isn't so bad because you just TP back in and suddenly you have gold again. And it just allows you to fight a lot better. It's just... I don't understand why people still think Cleave is good on Void when IceFrog just specifically buffed Faceless Void in a way that made Cleave not as good as attack speed. IceFrog pretty much said, look guys, now if you bash more you do even more bonus damage, so start getting more bashes.
Pudge in enemy territory here. For some reason, well, he was looking for Ursa or something to kill, but found the Crystal Maiden. Ursa saw him, and Spirit Breaker came from behind and just killed him. Well, from the front, actually.
For him it was probably from behind.
And Faceless Void, yeah, actually, I agree with you. I mean, people just see him... Battle Fury, if you get it fast enough, it's just super easy to farm up, but attack speed would be fine if you get a Midas really early, especially if you can so easily. Just do that. And Windrunner actually deciding to go for Arcane Boots, which is weird. Does get the Shackle.
She's supposed to be a carry.
Power Shot, Surge. Can he get away? Come on, get away, WinteR. We believe in you. One hit. One more hit is not going to be enough at Power Shot now. That's it. The Power Shot was there, but the Spirit Breaker is here. Does have an ultimate up. Uses it immediately. We also have a Nova from Crystal Maiden just to try and help. And Pudge, can he get the hook on? No. Completely
No vision.
misses. Completely
And
misses.
Hunter's player should probably turn around here. Or go somewhere
Picked
else.
up in the air, but the hook was already used. There's a DD. Can he hook him? Can he hook him? Beautiful! Did manage to get him. Dismember. No. Why didn't he dismember?
I don't know.
This
This is Miracle Punch all over again.
Damn.
You know, Hunter's player just runs out because he's a Spirit Breaker, and running out is something he is good at.
Yeah, speaking of Miracle, he's just, well, Timbersaw has no mana, okay, I can just walk up to him and hit him. And he does have that Chronosphere, so if he gets Timbersaw low enough,
But
he could just use
Windrunner
it.
is here. And that's another one.
Oh yeah, Windrunner top. Thought you
GTP
meant
in
something
especially just to do that, because hey, there's a half HP Void.
Dire's middle
If
tower
he doesn't
is
get
under
amazing backtrack luck.
else. And Pudge and Darkseid, there's so many things happening, I'm just...
tower is under attack. Radiant's
I apologize for missing those.
attack.
Gotta say though, to get back on the... Oh, Shackle
Oh, no,
misses.
the Shackle misses.
To get back on the Battle Fury Void thing, there is one reason why Battle Fury might be a good option. They have a Darkseer, so you can't just Chronosphere, vacuum a bunch of people together, and then cleave all of them to death. That is the one thing you do get. And that's also something that doesn't really scale with bash damage, so then getting all those bashes isn't all that important. But I still don't think that that's more...
Shackle? No, she doesn't manage to shackle him.
Bashes are just so great. They're so nice to have.
Look at Batrider. Look how dead Batrider is.
He seems pretty dead.
Yeah. And hey, Ursa has his Vlad. He's level 7, and Roshan is going to die. It's going to take a bit because perma-stun. Don't you just love perma-stun rush?
I do.
It's just lovely.
I especially love it when you're trying to kill Roshan at level 1. Your team is like, yo, can you tank for a little bit? I got a self. And then he gets 3 bashes in a row and you're dead.
Yeah, and actually, Crystal Maiden had to come up here and help him just a little bit because he just got really perma-stunned. Come on, he needs 2 more hits. 1, there we go. And Roshan falls, there's nothing they can do. Void at the top, there was 3 heroes, he knew there was something, he just waited. Didn't want to drop. And the hook, nope, the hook misses, but the beautiful shackle from the Windrunner. Fade Bolt's going to do a lot of damage. Spirit Breaker ults up immediately on the Rogue and boom! Wow, he just exploded. He just exploded right there. Pudge can't land another hook, and Ursa's perfectly fine. Does have that Aegis as well. And they're going to pressure the tower. Everybody's low HP. They have to go back. This is going to be the tier 1.
Dire's middle tower
Just kind of weird. They just killed the Rubik mid, which means that the Radiant can transition into a tower push. What? But it's, like I said, too many people low HP, no ultimates up. Spirit Breaker used this. Crystal Maiden's nowhere nearby. So yeah, free tower. And instead, that's actually the first tower of the game. That's kind of surprising.
Well, there's no real pushing power on any one of the teams. Too much.
Yeah, except for perhaps Ursa once he gets a bit of items up.
Well, Pudge has a haste now. And Timbersaw decides to go for a Vanguard. We usually see a Bloodstone as fast as possible, but Vanguard this time.
Radiant's bottom
I like to go
tower
Rod of
is under
Atos on him. It gives him a reliable slow. Except aside from his chakram, which is not all that reliable.
Yeah, a 2,000 range. Slow,
Is
pretty
Miracle in
much.
trouble here?
Miracle seems like he's in trouble. The hook misses, and they're just... Well, they can't do much. There's 4 heroes here. They really want to shut down Void. They do not want Miracle. Don't want to give him the smallest berth to farm up.
Which is fair enough, but the Dire kind of have 3 carries. And all 3 of those carries are getting really nice farm. The Ursa is actually on top of the gold per minute chart. He's surpassed Miracle by now.
Oh,
So-
the hook. And after the tower, they really want to go in here, but he just... Okay, the tower's gone. TP out. Later.
Radiant's bottom tower
And at the bottom, Pudge puts up the haste. Darkseer is here. The Spirit Breaker comes in on Batrider. So much damage. Ults up. Can he hook? Yes, the hook is there. And the Chronosphere actually hits Rubik on the edge and gets Spirit Breaker stuck. The beautiful shackle hit both of them and they both drop. Now in a ton of trouble. Void so much damage and he drops. Ursa jumps in and the Chronosphere to stop Crystal Maiden was stolen by Rubik. Ursa, can he do anything? The shackle does not latch. So much damage coming in from Timbersaw and he does drop. The Aegis then pops. Crystal Maiden with an ultimate doesn't do enough damage. Windrunner, Nova, one last hit. Can she get her? Ursa's there. Does have that blink and manages to get him, but can they get away? The lasso is there. She tries to TP away, but the lasso's going to pick her off. And can they get Ursa? One slow.
There goes the Spirit Breaker.
He just says, screw this, I'm going to fight. The Spirit Breaker is here as well. Pudge drops. Ursa, turn around and just fight. Just fight. One hit. So much damage coming in from Firefly. Finally, it's gone. Boom. That's you don't stand next to Ursa with an overpower. Batrider drops. Timbersaw. Can he get away?
Charge.
Got the charge. Needs a bash. Another bash. One more bash and he's gone. Ursa blinks in. Oh, that's going to be his death though. No, that worked weirdly. And the Pudge. That was a charge by Rubik. Darkseer, can he get away? So much damage. No, the Rot just at the edge of the Rot AoE and he does drop. And at the middle, Spirit Breaker is probably going to manage to get away here from Windrunner. Ults are up. Shackle latches into nothing. Power shot. Oh, he has too much HP. She can't. And that will,
It's too damn fast.
we're left with 11-11.
Yep.
So
Scores equal once again, although that's actually kind of in the Dire's favor for quite a bit. Because this Ursa is now even more farmed.
and Faceless Void also just stayed at the top and farmed. I mean, after all that happened and he died, he just went to the top and farmed, and the fight continued for a while.
Yeah, although Meracle really isn't satisfied with his amount of farm right now. The
Yeah.
gold per minute is decent, but he's got his Claymore shipped out now. But this is gonna go into about a 20-minute Battle Fury.
If
which
he
really
doesn't
don't-
get ganked by 4 heroes right now.
If that doesn't happen, and you really want it faster than that, especially if you have the safe lane with a babysitter against a decently.
Let's see the hook. Oh, he dodges it successfully. He gets it. Shackle lashes. No, he's dead. He's so dead. And that's even less. But the Darkseer wall is there. Spirit Breaker doing so much damage. And that was the Rubik Chronosphere. Right? Who Chronosphered? Rubik died.
Yeah,
That was the Rubik Chronosphere. I'm not
was
mistaken.
the
Because
Rubik's Chronosphere.
Void was dead. And yeah, the lasso up on Crystal Maiden. Batrider's taking a ton of damage though, and now trying to get away. Beautiful shackle once again. Spirit Breaker drops. Can they get Darkseer? He has the surge. Timbersaw is super scary, and he runs. WinteR runs in the opposite direction. Ursa's here as well. Wow, has a DD rune. Picks up the career. Savagely picks up the career. There's the dismember. Ursa, fight this. You can do this. So much damage. No, not enough. And Pudge picks him away. And Ursa buys back immediately, which is going to do much.
there's the Faceless Void. He's got his Chrono.
Chrono hits up. Timbersaw
One bash.
just at the edge.
Two bash.
Cyrus is dead, and Timbersaw, well, it's Timbersaw. You can't really get him unless you get bash. No bash.
He's just gonna.
Timber chain.
No.
No. What are you?
The Ursa's waiting
bash?
for
What
him
are you-
down there.
Dude, shit! Use the. No. Okay, Faceless Void gets it. Why didn't
He wanted to chain down the to the low ground, but there was an Ursa waiting for him right there, and he saw it. So he was like, "Can I go here? No, there's more Ursas there. Can I go the other way? No, I'm best and dead."
That was. I think that was just a misplay. He could have, in any direction, and he would have gotten at least further apart from them than this melee hero. But okay, the bash was
It
there.
was some indecision. If he had noticed immediately that the only way out was to the left and trying to get to his top tower for safety, then he might have been able to evade the Ursa and get away. But all that indecision just led to him not going anywhere.
Pudge, beautiful hook once again. This member hits finally, and can they have enough to follow it up? Yes, they do. Timbersaw jumps in,
Is under attack.
and there we go. It's a dead Spirit Breaker.
Timbersaw does so much damage, man.
Yeah.
He just clicks 2 buttons and 470 pure damage hits your face.
Well, especially against strength heroes, because wielding death, as we know, stat loss percent, 15% of your main attribute. Strength for Spirit Breaker, and that's even more damage.
Yeah, that's about another 150 life taken away immediately. I'm not sure if that applies after or before the damage. I think before. But
Not sure.
then again, it doesn't really matter because you end up with the same amount anyway. So, I'm not sure what Pudge is doing here, waiting in this little cranny here. If they find him...
Ooh, the career! You should find the career, but no, yeah, Pudge, you're dead.
Not a good idea.
That was just in the middle of nowhere, really.
Yeah, I think I was waiting for someone to go farm the mid lane and maybe pick that one off. But who's gonna farm the mid lane? It's gonna be a Void, an Ursa, or a Spirit Breaker. Do you want to hook one of those by yourself? I
Definitely
sure hope not.
Yeah, and it's 19 minutes, and Meracle does have his Battle Fury, finally. So just shy of 20.
Before 20 minutes, that's a victory. Small victory. Because now we can actually start not just rising like a Faceless Void usually does, but I think what he especially wants to do is start split pushing. Because this top tower, it has to go down. They need to get some more map control so they can actually start asserting a dominance over the Radiant team and start taking this mid game into their own hands. Because they're trading nicely right now, which is going into their favor because, damn, the farm is actually significantly in their favor right now.
Yeah, it seems. And obviously, they have 3 carries. I mean, the longer this goes, the more Radiant is just gonna fall down in power, and get destroyed. So it's up to the Radiant to do something, and do something equals push all the freaking lanes and get at least a Rax, at least by 30 minutes. And right now it's not looking so. I mean, remember, only 2 towers have fallen on the dire side.
Yeah, for now they still have the advantage that their team fight is a lot better because they've got...
And boom, Batrider picks up the Spirit Breaker so easy. It's gonna drop very quickly, not do anything. Darkseer shackled up, and they're all there. Finally, the Chronosphere hits Windrunner. Can you get her? Stun before? Yes, he does manage to stun. One last second Pudge. Lots of damage. Drops immediately. Timbersaw is still there. And they're just obliterating them. Void is here too. Time Walk, it's 4 dead heroes. And the Batrider, he did initiate very nicely. But that was just the turnaround so quickly. And it's going to be Rosh. I think the Radiant are... in a lot of trouble. they really can't lose these team fights, and no one's sure who gets the Aegis.
Let's just give it to the Void because he's the most late game of all our carries.
He's the
so
latest
keeping
game.
him alive is probably the better idea.
He's the latest game.
Yeah, and I think part of what went wrong there is I think the same with the Batrider actually jumped in a bit too far to get that initiation. Because... What? Because he didn't really manage to pull the Spirit Breaker that far out of position. He got him from the Ancient Point up to just next to his tower, at which point they actually were forced to use Pudge's Dismember as well in order to get him down. They just needed so many resources to get a single kill, and...
Yeah, I have to say that Rubik... Whoa, actually Void is here as well. Pudge, wow, they came in from behind. I thought Spirit Breaker was just going to die and just roll over. But the wall was there. Ursa so quickly picks off the Rubik. And we do have Darkseer. He was lassoed up, but now he's fine. The shackle latches, as always. Can she miss? And Ursa's tearing them. A new one, though. He's just going one after the other. That guy, that guy, that guy. Timbersaw doesn't have any mana to chase Darkseer anymore.
He could have totally killed him, but he didn't Timbersaw, Timber Chain in time. And then he just surged and ran away.
And Faceless Void has a Mask of Madness.
Radiant's
Meracle.
bottom tower is under
Saying,
attack.
okay, let's just go screw late game. Let's just go mid game. Let's finish this right now. Because we're so ahead. Which works. Why wait?
Yep, especially because we're so ahead is the reason why a Mask of Madness pickup is really good right now. It's kind of dangerous against a hero like
Radiant's
Timbersaw
top
and
tower is
Windrunner.
under attack.
and Pudge to some extent. Because they have some pretty decent burst damage, which with the Mask of Madness can become really dangerous for Meracle. But all he has to do is
Top tower is under
throw the
attack.
sphere and kill the Timbersaw, or just not be anywhere near towers. And then he's fine. And let the rest of his team mop up the rest.
Yeah, and the first hook missed. Can the second hook hit? No, there's no need because there's a lasso right there from Batrider. But come on, Pudge, dismember him before he gets anything. Telekinesis. Why didn't you get him? There's only a Dark Seer there, and is he gonna get away? Time walks, both of them at each other. I really don't understand why Faceless Void is alive right now.
The Pudge was really looking for the Faceless Void to use a defensive Chronosphere there. But then when he didn't, Pudge was just so out of position that he couldn't do anything anymore. So yeah, that was... He didn't need it, because they didn't just burst him down, which they probably could have. Like you said, just follow up the lasso with a dismember and hook him right afterwards.
He was disabled for so long, just stand up next to him and just dismember him and he would be dead.
Radiant's bottom
That
tower
was
is
a
under attack.
complete miscoordination. I mean, Pudge... Well, they had it. They had him. They totally had him. And he survived.
At least they didn't actually lose anything in the process.
Yeah, the tower's
'Cause
still
that
standing.
that would have been even worse. Now it's just a lot of time wasted, which is also very precious for them. Because, of course, if this drags too late, then they just probably can't win anymore. Although really their issue is that they just aren't prepared for the possibility that it goes late. Look at the items that the Windrunner, which is their hero with the most farm, has.
Yeah, she's going for the mech. And a normal face. Wow, Faceless Void, so aggressive, jumps in, not sure he wants to hit someone for some reason, but he does manage to get it with the help of Darkseer. Everybody's now coming in, Spirit Breaker, boom. Darkseer actually gets both of the kills due to that Ion Shell, but this is just the Radiant again. Look at the gold per minute, look at the graph, look at the net worth. It's just the entire Dire team. Experience and gold, 10,000 gold, 15,000 experience. The Radiant are just so far behind. I doubt they can come back from this.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I really doubt it as well. Especially because they just don't have any items that help them get back. There's no kind of carry items on the Windrunner.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Timbersaw isn't really tanking up. So he's also not going to be able to stand much against these tanky hero, these carries.
Yeah, and hey, well, we have an initiation here. Batrider does finally lasso someone, but it's Darkseer. Picked up ult. Pudge is just terrified of ulting anybody, and there's no chrono, but he manages to get Void, but Void bashes him immediately. Finally a dismember, a beautiful shackle once again by Windrunner. Aegis pops. Nope. Do you guys realize that? Or is he... Whoa, beautiful hook. Time walks away, though. Can she shackle him once again? Does she have enough? No, it doesn't latch. And who are they chasing? Oh, they're just going... Spirit Breaker's just going that side. Batrider actually has 2 stacks, though. There is a time walk. So he's fine. Don't try and turn around. Just keep walking. And the hook is there. They really want Faceless Void. Finally dismember, and they finally drop him. He doesn't have a lot of HP. He's super scary if he's hitting you, but you have so much disables. If you manage to disable him, they kill him pretty quickly. And my biggest question is, why isn't this happening more? And they just focus him and kill him. They have this ability, at least now. Soon it won't happen anymore, but just didn't capitalize enough on Void being really, really weak. He has, what, 1,000 HP, especially when he activates Mask of Madness. And when he's going Perseverance for a double Chronosphere.
It's totally another Battle Fury. Yeah, the reason they can't get all these pickoffs is because their map control is just, for some reason, worse than the 3 carry team. Which, part of that comes from the fact that Spirit Breaker can just gank you from anywhere on the map and you don't even see it coming, which is kind of happening right now. Although, he's actually running into a tarp.
That was hysterical. The Darkseer was really, really funny. He wanted to go, yeah, I'm going on Timbersaw, and then, oh crap, there's 3 heroes here as well. I didn't see them. And they just pick him off. It was like, okay, I'm doing this. And then it's like, oh crap, there's 3 heroes.
Yeah, so at least Radiant's making something happen right now. Baiting is also another nice way to set up kills.
Yeah.
But Windrunner is in so much trouble.
I coming! Well, Hunt Rush player is an ass. Come on, 4 staff away! No, doesn't even... She managed to 4 staff away, but she died just as she was being 4 staffed. And
Oh god.
what I wanted to say, what you say explaining why they're not picking up Void, that's the thing. They managed to actually get him, they see him, but they're just so uncoordinated that instead of, you know, chaining 3 stuns, 3 disables in a row, they just do 2 of them, and then he manages to get away. And that has happened several times. They finally managed to get him when Pudge got him here, his last death, but he got away too many times before.
It's also, I've seen that in pretty much every Batrider initiation, he either doesn't use his force staff in the first place, or uses it to initiate, at which point you can't just use your blink, because then the lasso breaks. So he isn't dragging people out of position as far as a Batrider can, which forces the rest of his team to use more nukes and disables and resources to get his pick off. And then you got a Pudge who's just too timid to either dismember or hook people. They're really just not... They're not fighting properly.
They've given up before even starting the fight. And finally, that was proper, and nope, again. Every time it's the Faceless Void, they just simply don't get him, and this time Void is there, everybody's there. The ult of Crystal Maiden doesn't do much. Spiritberg is going to go up for Rubik here and get him very easily. Windrunner on the run and on the ropes. And Timbersaw is the only one left, as well as Pudge, who's just that can't do anything.
He's not even trying to do anything. He's just running into the lane where no one is. Although, yeah.
Well, Timbersaw manages to get Spirit Breaker. Great job there. He does have his Bloodstone now, so mana is no issue. And Void say, okay, fine. Chronosphere, die. And he now has second Battle Fury, which doesn't help against just one Timbersaw, but Time Walk, Timber Chain, still alive. Ursa as well. Boom! Wow, just one claw and he's dead. Ursa does do a lot of damage with the MKB.
Yeah, he's had that MKB for a while now.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's just all this focus on the Faceless Void and probably not intentionally the Darkseer. It's left the Ursa to have free farm, and now he's got. Oh god, that's the the second creep or so we've seen today. Those poor creeps, man.
They get lassoed. And yeah, there's another ring of health. So Meracle decides he wants to, well, kill everything in one hit. He wants to be a Kunkka. That's what he wants to be. A Kunkka.
Well, don't let the Tidebringer hear that. So yeah, that could be amazing if they get a nice 3-man chrono into vacuum, into really much cleave damage.
Why did it... He left the ancient granite golem not dead. I don't get why.
It's because they went for the bigger golem called Roshan.
But he could have just killed him, and nobody's sure who's taking what. Okay, the Ursa got the Aegis. Yeah, they focus Faceless Void, so just give it to Ursa. I mean, he'll clean up.
Yeah, I mean, the Ursa hasn't died in the past few minutes, so just give him the Aegis, just in case. Now he finally will. Yep.
And it's the third one, so there's cheese as well for the Faceless Void. This is gonna be game, I'm assuming. If they decide to push in.
It is looking to be the final push, because they've got such a great advantage. All their ultis are up, because, of course, Ursa's, because that's a low cooldown. And there are no trees here, which is very vital for Timbersaw's effectiveness.
Yeah, Timbersaw, when it comes to bases, he doesn't do much. His best trade is running.
It's potentially really powerful.
There's a Chronosphere. Batrider, go straight for Batrider. Crystal Moon jumps in as well with her ultimate. counter Prono, which doesn't do too much.
Enemy's middle tower has fallen.
And
And so they just hit the racks.
yeah, you finally hooked something. It's the Ursa. Yay, you finally killed something. He has Aegis. Ah, that sucks. And yeah, the Void is just making short work of everybody. Timbersaw hook. There's trees. And that's a team wipe, and this is gonna be just the end. This is gonna be the end.
Yep. It's hard to say whether it's the Void that's doing everything when you're getting equal amounts of physical damage from the Ursa and the Spirit Breaker all at the same time. Because they're all farmed like hell
Top tower has fallen.
against the team with really good mid-game presence.
Barracks are
Well,
under
there's
attack.
just
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
this just went wrong for the Radiant. They just could not face up to the faceless Void.
Barracks has fallen.
That was terrible and you should feel bad.
I do. I freaking do. And yes,
Luckily, the
that's
player
it.
seems to want to put you out of your misery and end this game as soon as possible.
Yes, this game is done. And, well, Meracle and WinteR, BFFs, guys. They're BFFs. I don't know if they're BFFs. They play a lot together,
Ancient is
definitely. And we did actually, while researching this, this episode, we saw some really weird shit, to say the least. Some games that weren't incredibly interesting, but Meracle on an AIM. I just wanted to say this. We saw a game with Meracle on Anti-Mage where the opposing team had 50k experience lead, and Meracle just didn't care and split pushed.
And they won with
And they
about
won.
13 versus 50 kills.
Yeah, it was weird, and unfortunately, the most of the game was pretty boring. So we decided not to show it today. But Meracle and WinteR have some freaky games. Freaky, really freaky games. Seriously, some of them they're interesting. At least they're not entirely amazing, but they're interesting to say the least. So yeah, that was WinteR and Meracle up on Pubwatch episode 22. My name is KOKOStern. With me was Onin. Thank you very much for joining us on this weird day with weird technical issues and stuff. If you want to contact us, well, follow us on Twitter. My name is KOKOStern, and follow Onin for Onin. If you want to contact me directly, it's kokosterncontact@gmail.com. I'd love to hear your comments. And that's it, I think, for another episode. Onin, did I forget anything?
Forget that, Treant is the worst hero in the game.
Yes.
This we've learned today, because LGD Int played it today, and it was so awful.
Yeah, it was LGD CN versus LGD Int, and we were just watching it earlier today. It was embarrassing, really. Ice Frog, do something about that.
Okay, just make his ult do damage again. Okay? There's like no reason why it shouldn't.
Yeah.
So, just do that.
Living Armor is totally cool, but all of the other skills just don't fit the metagame. You can't do anything with him. And yeah, that's our thoughts on Trend Protector. And that's it.
That's totally why you tune in here.
That's Pubwatch. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye.